What's going on, guys? Sticks here with the Token Minorities, bringing you the battle for Week 5 of Season 2 of the UBL, and this week we are up against none other than Deebz and his Minnesota Thunderwolves. And before I get into the team, just a reminder that if you guys like this video, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button, helps us out a ton, and let's do more cool stuff for you guys. And also check out Deebz' channel that will be linked in the description below. And finally, big shout outs to Danza, who recorded my match for me. Don't know what I'd do without you, but I mean, I'd probably find somebody else. But I mean, you know what? It's just not family. When Danza records for me, it's like family's doing it for me. So it's just like, I don't know. It's just an extra level of feeling that goes into it. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop in on to the team. Hop in on. Wow, I is good at English. Hop on into the team. Like I said, we're up against Deebz and his Minnesota Thunderwolves, and he has a very threatening team of Thundurus, Greninja, Swampert, Doublade, Comfey, Abomasnow, Mega Gallade, Braviary, Snorlax, Latias, Stunfisk, and Electrium Z. And you might have noticed we have made a couple changes of our own this week. We dropped the Archeops, the Mega Scizor, and the, what was the last one? Archeops, Mega Scizor, and the Thundurus Therian, because I don't know, I just really didn't like where my team was, and the changes that I made, I added Porygon Z, which is one of my favorite Pokemon that I've been wanting to try out for a while, and as you can see, I'm bringing it this week. A Mega Aerodactyl, because Mega Aero is one of my favorite Megas in the entire Draft League format, and it really helps out my team a lot with the speed in particular. And then we also have Magnezone, which, I mean, I'm kind of iffy about, but you know what? Magnezone is a steel type that can actually really help out some of my steel matchups for like Scolipede and Porygon Z. So that's just two cool things that Magnezone can do for me that I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, looking at Deebz' team, first of all, I love it because it's basically my PPL draft. I mean, I have Mega Gallade, Greninja, and Swampert, but instead of Thundurus, I have Zapdos. So yeah, already liking the team, but I am noticing I can pressure the heck out of him with Scarf Porygon Z, and that's exactly what I'm going to try to do in this game. Like, my whole game plan is around cleaning up the game with Scarf Porygon Z's Tri-Attack, because nothing on his team really wants to take it. I mean, like, Snorlax can, Doublade can, but honestly, the minute that I catch Doublade with a Dark Pulse on the Switch, it's essentially dead to rights. So that's really all that I have to worry about, and that's exactly what my team is going to be centered around. So yeah, the first mon that we're bringing is going to be a Mew, and this is just kind of a blanket check to a lot of his team. I can Will-O-Wisp everything. Like, literally everything on his team gets hurt by Will-O-Wisp, and I can chip stuff down, so that is great for just chip damage, getting things in range, particularly Doublade and Snorlax. If I can Wisp those things, they become much less of threats. Super Fang, as it covers all of his team except for Doublade and just gets chip damage, Roost, and Taunt. Again, just Roost, able to take hits better, and Taunt allows me to not have to deal with like Doublade trying to set up, Swampert getting up rocks, Comfey setting up, Snorlax setting up, that type of thing. And as for the EV spread, it's just really straightforward. Well, actually not really straightforward, but like, I don't know. There's no reason I ran Calm instead of like Bold. I think they both would have done the exact same thing because my defensive stats are pretty much equal. One difference between them, but the speed is for Abomasnow. I normally go with like a 20 creep, but in this case it was like, well, 8 more guarantees me outspeeding Abomasnow, so why the heck not? The defense is to guaranteed live a Jolly knockoff into knockoff from Mega Gallade after rocks, and then the rest is just thrown into Spadef, as most of his threats are special attackers. Next up, we have a Seismitoad to get up rocks, and it's just entirely Spadef. Like, that's all I need Seismitoad for. Just prevent Greninja from being able to spam water-type attacks against my team. I can potentially water absorb those and get back up to good health, knock off things for chip damage, and Earthquake just hits whatever I wouldn't necessarily be knocking off. And then also Toxic is, well, Toxic. It's really nice. The Spadef, I just maxed out my Spadef and did my standard 20 creep, so very straightforward Seismitoad right there. Next up, we have one of our two Scarfers, a Scarf Gardevoir, and while I also said that Porygon Z is a very good Scarfer, so is Gardevoir in this matchup. Like, basically, I have nothing on my team that lures out Doublade and knocks it out. So the strategy is going to be pressure the absolute crap out of it by overloading the mons that it needs to check, because on this team, basically I'm forcing Doublade to respond to Gardevoir, Scolipede, and Porygon Z, and Doublade easily worn down. Rest Hawk Doublade is an insanely exploitable set, and just basically I'm pressuring it to where it cannot answer everything that it needs to answer in order for him to be able to win the game. So yeah, just Healing Wish, or Moonblast and Psyshock Dual Stab just covers his team nicely, really. I mean, I could run Shadow Ball, but I really like Healing Wish and Trick. Healing Wish, if he decides to sack off his Thundurus just to paralyze my Porygon Z or my Scolipede, Gardevoir can just Healing Wish those things right back up. So yeah, Thundurus would get knocked out, hopefully by the attack, assuming I don't get paralyzed into full para immediately, and then I still would have those threats and he would no longer have Thundurus. Trick is for the Snorlax, and I am actually running double Trick in this game because Snorlax is very much a threat that I would prefer not to deal with. So yeah, just Trick for being able to cripple Snorlax and not letting it just set up all over me. The speed, again, is for Abomasnow, much like Mew. I could try to speed tie Braviary, but I just want Modest to be able to hit insanely hard, maxed out my special attack, and then just threw the rest into like HP and maximized my EVs there. Next up, we have the Scolipede with Spikes Protect, Mega Horn, and Swords Dance. And this is a bulky Swords Dance Scolipede, which I'm hoping, once he sees that I have Spikes, can lure him into the false sense of security of not thinking that this is a Swords Dance Scolipede. So yeah, fingers crossed on that. But Spikes is another way of Doublade really getting pressure, just be able to spike up, and Doublade takes 12% each time, can't come in repeatedly on Moonblast. Yeah, it can hardwall Scolipede because I am a mono Mega Horn set, but that's really all I need in this matchup with the strategy that I am going for. So yeah, just Spikes Protect, Mega Horn, Swords Dance, sufficient for his team. The speed is enough to guaranteed outspeed Mega Gallade. The attack is to just guaranteed Oko Mega Gallade after rocks with my Z Mega Horn, because that's really all I need to do in order to hit a, that's really the only benchmark that I particularly need to hit with Scolipede, and then just rest into HP and maximize my EVs while not hitting a Stealth Rocks number. Next up is the Alolan Persian, and honestly, this thing is amazing against him. Cannot be paralyzed by Thundurus, can Revenge Kill with Foul Play, it can knock off, particularly like the Snorlax, it can knock off the Eviolite from Doublade, and what's really cool is if he's justified Mega Gallade and tries to switch in to a tries to switch into the knockoff because he can't be knocked off, well, he gets the justified boost, then I'll outspeed the next turn and be able to foul play and knock him out. So just a very cool interaction there. And then Parting Shot also makes it easier for my Scolipede to set up, my Mew to heal up, whatever I need to do in that particular situation. The speed is enough for Mega Gallade, and then just threw the rest into HP and a little bit more into defense so that I am able to take physical hits a little bit better. And finally, we have the Scarf Porygon Z, and I honestly love this set. This thing hits insanely hard. Again, I'm not speed creeping the Braviary just because, I mean, I have Mew and Alolan Persian for it. I'm really not overly worried about Scarf Braviary in this matchup. And then Tri Attack, Dark Pulse, Agility, Trick, all I need in this particular situation. Just Tri Attack hits his entire team, and then Dark Pulse hits the Doublade. Trick and Agility. Agility might seem weird on a Choice Scarf set, but I'm thinking of a situation late game where I'm in against Snorlax. He tries to curse up, recycle his berry or whatever as I trick him my Choice Scarf. Now, I have a free turn as he's locked into a non-damaging move. I can Agility up and then proceed to hopefully sweep his team from that point. So that's the thought behind Agility. Probably not going to use it, but that's just what I'm thinking there. And then, again, enough speed for Abomasnow, maxed out my special attack to hit as hard as possible, and then threw the rest into HP and into defense and special defense just to maximize my EV. So, yeah, that is the team. Let's just go ahead and hop right on over to the battle. Alrighty, so here we are with the game, and the first thing I'm noticing from Team Preview is that he did not bring the Mega Gallade, and he also brought the Abomasnow and the Braviary. So, no Mega Gallade, no Latias, but he brought Abomasnow and Braviary, so a little bit confused about that, but I mean, I guess if it works and I mean that's what he wanted to bring, then that's what he wanted to bring. But yeah, so I'm just going to lead off immediately with my Seismitoad, get my rocks up, start pressuring his team. He also didn't bring the Doublade, so that means that Tri Attack is going to be insanely spammable. So yeah, let's get right on into it. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and lead off with my Seismitoad, as I mean that's just going to be I don't know, I just want to get my rocks up immediately to start pressuring his team as quickly and efficiently as possible, as he does end up leading with his Abomasnow. I'm like, okay, well, have the Rindo Berry, I'm going to be able to live whatever hit this Abomasnow wants to go for. I can scout out to see if it's like a fast set, I can scout out to see if it's like a slower set, and because my Seismitoad outspeeds, I'm immediately thinking, okay, well, this Abomasnow is clearly not Scarf. That makes it much easier to deal with as he goes for the Giga Drain, and I'm going to be able to gauge the damage, see what type of Abomasnow this is, and considering that does way more than Timid would do, I'm like, okay, this is a special attack boosting nature Abomasnow. And not wanting my Seismitoad to go down just yet, I want to place a little bit of pressure for him not to just be able to freely click like Water Shuriken and Hydro Pump with his Greninja. I'm going to go into my Mew because, I mean, first of all, don't really need Mew for the Glade in this game because, you know, Mew is actually, oh, Glade did not come. And so now I'm just going to get some damage off on the Abomasnow, scout the damage from Blizzard. I should be able to live and then be able to Roost off. And at this point, I'm just going to try to Roost Stall out the Hail, just get rid of that, make Abomasnow not be able to constantly click Blizzard in order to give myself just a better position, like just basically put the ball into my court, because when he's clicking Blizzard, the ball's in his court. However, he does pull the switch into Greninja. It takes rocks. My Mew is going to get back up to about 150 health, as Greninja is going to be hit by Hail before me. So, I mean, yeah, this isn't going to be like a super bulky Greninja or anything like that. I mean, that's kind of expected, but not wanting my Mew to take a Hydro Pump or a Dark Pulse just yet, going to pull the switch into my Seismitoad, as his Greninja does go for the spikes. So I'm immediately thinking, okay, this Greninja isn't Scarf. I mean, it definitely could be Scarf and Specs with spikes, but I'm not thinking that that would be something you'd bring in this matchup. And he goes to the Ice Beam immediately on my Seismitoad, as I'm going to go for the knockoff, get rid of whatever item this Greninja is, as it does turn out he is Mystic Water. So I'm like, okay, well, he's going to be able to knock me out at this point, but really this gives me an absolutely fantastic spot to go into my Scolipede and just start pressuring his team. Because he was Mystic Water, he is obviously, well, I mean, he doesn't have that boost anymore, so with the bulk on my Scolipede, I will be able to tank a Hydro Pump very easily, get up some spikes of my own, but also be able to get the speed boost, so then the next turn I am faster than Greninja. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, as he does pull the switch into his Swampert, as I am able to go for spikes. So now I have rocks and spikes up, he just has spikes up, and my Scolipede is at +1 speed. So now that I know that he's seen that my Scolipede has spikes, I'm going to go off the fact that he thinks that I'm a bulky non-setup variant, and I'm going to go for the Swords Dance right now, as that actually pays off as he sets up his Stealth Rock on my side. So now we both have rocks and spikes up on each other's sides, but now I have a +2/+2 Scolipede. I'm going to go for my Z move. Even if this is like a max defensive Swampert, it is very, very, very in my favor in order, well, not if he's max, but if he's like anything except max. I mean, even like 20 less investment on either HP or defense puts the roll very, very much in my favor to knock him out just straight up with a +2 Savage Spin out after rocks, as he doesn't even reveal to be leftovers, so that's even better for me, and I am able to knock out the Swampert. So now I have a +2/+3 Scolipede, I have rocks up, I have a layer of spikes up, and this Scolipede is going to absolutely do damage to his team. Yes, Thundurus and Braviary can resist my Mono Mega Horn, but at this point, it's really not that big of a deal. He goes into a Snorlax, and if this Snorlax, I mean, the Snorlax has to be insanely defensive in order to take the Mega Horn, which actually it ends up doing, and is going to be able to recover back 50% with its berry. But I mean, now the Snorlax is at 60% health. I did a very high amount. I mean, I did like 65 to 70% with that first Mega Horn, and I should be able to very easily knock out the Snorlax on this coming turn and still have my Scolipede at +2, out of range of anything except for like a 4 or 5 hit Water Shuriken, but he lives. Now, did the calc after the battle? There was a 70% chance that I knocked him out at that point. So get low rolled on the Snorlax. That really, really sucks, because now not only do I not have Scolipede, I have to bring my Porygon 2 in order to revenge kill the Snorlax. But I mean, at this point, Porygon 2 is faster than almost everything. I will be able to pick up a kill very, very easily right here. Snorlax is gone. So is the Swampert. That means that I'm basically going to be one-shotting almost everything on his team now that rocks and spikes are up. And he goes into his Thundurus, and I'm thinking, okay, well, this Thundurus has to be max HP, because there's a very good chance that Porygon Z just sweeps through the game at this point. Like, I can knock out everything, but again, just like the Snorlax, the Thunderous lives on very, very low HP. And like I was saying, with my Porygon Z, had I knocked out the Thunderous right there, I would have knocked out the Greninja one hit. I would have been out of range of Water Shuriken plus Ice Shard even. So basically, there was a very good chance that Porygon Z just cleaned up the game right there in an easy 4-0. And I even talked to him, got the set after the battle, and I had a 65% chance to knock out the Thunderous from full, well, after rocks with Tri-Attack. But unfortunately, just like Scolipede got on Snorlax, I get an insanely low roll with my Porygon Z, and his Thunderous is going to be able to live. And so now I'm in a position where I'm like, ah, crap. Well, now I'm down, but Gardevoir will be able to come in, have to take a round of Spikes and Stealth Rock just to be able to revenge kill this Thunderous, putting me that much closer into Ice Shard plus Water Shuriken range, which is something I really, really did not want. Now he goes into his Braviary, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't outspeed Jolly Braviary, but what I can do is just go into my Mew or into my Persian and take the hit. However, Persian, with Rocks and Spikes up, has a chance to be 2-hit KO'd by Jolly Bravebird. So I go into my Mew just to take whatever hit the Braviary wants to go for. As he goes for Return, and yeah, he did not max out the Friendship right there, but I mean, I'm just going to take advantage of that. I really, really wanted to double into Gardevoir right here, considering that he was going to go Greninja, but I didn't want to sack off my Mew at this point just because, well, I mean, I didn't want to potentially sack off the Gardevoir, sorry. I meant I didn't want to sack the Gardevoir if he tried to go for like a Brave Bird or something like that. But either way, I mean, Mew is in, and really the only chance he has is to just get really lucky with Water Shuriken plus Ice Shard. So I'm going to go for the Super Fang right here. And that might seem weird considering, okay, I just put the Greninja in Torrent, and the only way he can knock out my Gardevoir is with 5 hits Torrent Water Shuriken. But if I had gone Gardevoir, like if I had gone Gardevoir and he wasn't in Torrent, all he would have to do is just switch out, sack something, go back into Greninja, and then it would be in Torrent thanks to Rocks and Spikes. So regardless, the only chance that, like, it was going to come down to whether or not Greninja got 5 hits with Water Shuriken anyway. So I just figured, okay, I'll take this down, keep it so that it cannot go into, so that, well, put Greninja so that it cannot come back in on Rocks. And now as long as he doesn't get 5 hits, I win. He gets 4, and he gets 5. He got 5 hits on Water Shuriken. Literally the only possible way he won there, because Persian would come in, it would kill Braviary, live a hit, guaranteed from Braviary, even Superpower because of my Choppleberry. I'd be able to knock that thing out with Foul Play, and then I'd be able to knock the Abomasnow out with Foul Play as well. And he actually kind of chokes, in my opinion, right there, because he goes for the Hydro Pump. Had he missed, then Persian actually won the game. Like, Persian would be able to knock out the Greninja with Foul Play, knock out the Braviary and live, and then knock out the Abomasnow. So, I mean, had he missed that Hydro Pump, which in my opinion would have been a little bit of justice and kind of deserved on my end for all of the very unfortunate RNG that happened earlier in the game, then yeah, that would have been ideal for me. But so you might be thinking, why did Styx title this video Getting Jolted? So the combination of things that had to happen for Deebz to win that game, there were the 2 low rolls on Snorlax and Thunderous. On Snorlax, my Scolipede had around a 70% chance to knock it out, and on Thunderous, Porygon Z had a 62.5% chance to knock that thing out. So in and of itself, 90% of the time, Porygon Z will clean up the game, and 90% of the time, I will have an easy 4-0 win, because even then, Porygon Z still would have been out of range of Water Shuriken into Ice Shard, and yeah, I would have been able to kill everything on his team. I even outsped Braviary because he was an Adamant set. So yeah, 90% of the time, that battle ends in an easy, or slightly less than 90% of the time, at a very easy 4-0 win for me. The Greninja, with the 5 hits from Water Shuriken, was 12.5% chance. So all in all, the events that had to happen for Deebz to be able to win that game had a 1.4% chance of happening, and it involved a multi-hit move getting very unlucky with. If we recall Jolt's NPL championship, I believe it was like Season 5 or something like that, he had the events that caused him to lose had a 1.6% chance to happen and involved very bad luck with a multi-hit move. So yeah, TTM luck came through really, really hard. I mean, just like this is the type of battle that does make me salty, because like around 98.6% of the time I win that battle, but it's just like everything went so ridiculously unlucky for me that I did lose that one. So, I mean, that sucks. That really, really sucks, because I felt I had a good game plan. I felt I executed it correctly. It just, I mean, RNG just was like, yeah, you don't get this win. So, yeah, nothing we can do about it. Hopefully we'll bounce back next week. But regardless, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And this is Styx, signing out. Why not? See you guys.